connected to AfriCell's 3G network.
AfriCell.
When we say extreme 3G,
it is truly extreme.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
Welcome back. Regional leaders have joined local dignitaries in Somalia for the inauguration ceremony of the new Somali president. The leader of Djibouti and Ethiopia's new prime minister made it to the Mogadishu Police Academy, where Hassan Sheikh Mahmoudi was sworn in. The new president promised to rid his country of militants and pirates. And in Nigeria, a fuel shortage in the country's southwestern part, including Lagos, has grounded traffic to a virtual halt. Long lines have been reported at filling stations across the region. We have details of that story and others in this roundup of news.
Somalia's new president, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, officially took office on Sunday. Around 1,000 people attended the ceremony held at the National Police Academy in the capital Mogadishu, including Djibouti's president and Ethiopia's new prime minister. Mohamud was elected on the 10th of September by the country's new parliament. He has promised to rid Somalia of warlords, pirates, and terrorists. Senegalese President Macky Sall arrived in Mauritania on Sunday for his first state visit. He was greeted at the airport in Nouakchott by his Mauritanian counterpart, Mohamed Ould Abdelaziz. The two leaders are expected to discuss the conflict in Mali and how to restore cohesion and calm to the region. Several states in southwest Nigeria, including the economic capital Lagos, have been hit by a fuel shortage. As a result, motorists are now faced with long lines at the petrol stations.
For like 3 days now, nowhere. I've been here for like now I'm 30 minutes.
It's a devastating, situation. So I don't know. If only they can give us this fuel.
A pipeline in the southwest of the country was allegedly damaged by vandals, which led to the fuel shortage.
In Syria, foreign militants are sometimes teaming up with rebel fighters. That is according to a recent UN report. It says Islamic militants could be radicalizing elements of the opposition. Meanwhile, Iran acknowledges its elite force, the Al-Quds, have operated in Syria as advisors, but the commander of the Iranian Republican Guard denied they have any active role in the war. And while fighting ranges in Aleppo, residents of the capital Damascus are desperately trying to cling to normal life. No matter how hard they try, the sound of shelling is never too far away. CNN's Nick Robertson reports.
Driving back into Damascus after an absence of 8 months. Clouds of black smoke signal conflict is closing in on Syria's capital. But first impressions are deceptive. At the city's heart, its fabled mosque. All appears tranquil. No one flinches when artillery shells explode just a few miles away. Nearby, the ancient bazaar is teeming, stores all open, shelves well stocked, supplies are plenty.
We've tried talking to several storekeepers here, but they all tell us they're too afraid to talk on camera, worried about what the government might say, worried about what the rebels might do to them. They all tell us that despite the abundance of people here, business is down. And when I ask them about the shelling that we can hear in the background, they tell me they're worried, afraid. Afraid because they think the war is getting closer.
And they are right. 10 minutes drive away, destruction, where government forces chase the Free Syrian Army. On many days, the death toll around the capital far higher than for other cities. But where they can, people are trying to hold on to their old lives. For Rama Hamdi, that's a few minutes at the beauty salon. It may look like normal life, but it's not.
Every day we're hearing this boom, boom, and everything else, but there is a life totally going on.
You don't worry about it?
I'm worried sick about it, but there's nothing we can do.
She tells me she hates the killing, supports neither government nor rebels, wants them to talk, feels stuck in the middle. So too the salon's owner.
Nowadays I cannot go to the countryside without being worried somebody will stop me. is it the real army or the other army stopping me? What answer I should answer if they ask me with whom I am? So it's really difficult now because you are really stuck in the middle.
At a news conference, under the banner of unity, an array of anything but united opposition figures call for talks with the government.
There's an air of urgency here. The speakers are discussing the fact the situation is worse than it was a year ago, that they need to be united, that they need to speak with a common voice. But even as these discussions are going on here, you can hear the blasts happening outside, perhaps as close as a couple of miles.
Reality is, none of the armed opposition, like the Free Syrian Army, are here. They'd be arrested. The groups gathered here are the ones the government tolerates. They know they are powerless. We are demanding from the regime for guarantees of safety of the opposition to come in, he says, but we can't impose this on the regime. With nightfall, the city looks serene, but like daytime, it's deceptive. The shelling continues. The only talking now is with guns. Nick Robertson, CNN, Damascus, Syria.
Well, over now to sports. Fatou Senghor Tambajang, a businesswoman and proprietress of Fatima's Trading, is the latest Gambian to support the country's World Cup bound female under-17 team. The girls are presently camped in Morocco, preparing for their maiden participation in the FIFA Junior Championship in Azerbaijan. Modu S. Jallo witnessed the presentation of materials at the GFA house, and he now tells us more.
Because our main objective is to go and win the cup. Yeah.
Those were the words of the darling under-17 female Scorpions, shortly before jetting out of the country for Azerbaijan via Morocco, where they are presently camped. Well, almost a week after leaving the source of the country for the World Junior Championship, support is still pouring in for the baby Scorpions. The latest being these beautiful and quality football gears donated by Fatou Senghor Tambajang, the proprietress of Fatima's Trading. She donated 30 sets of jerseys, 30 socks, and 10 track suits, which were handed to the GFA for onward delivery to the team in Azerbaijan. This was in fulfillment of a promise she made upon hearing of the baby Scorpions' qualification to the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, the Gambia's maiden appearance in the tournament.
It all started when the girls qualified to go to the World Cup. When they came back, they paid a courtesy call to the Vice President. I was there with them. After the meeting, on our way out, I met Mrs. Tambajang at the State House gate. He said, Auntie Mata, what are you doing here today? I said, I came to the meeting at the Vice President's office with the under-17 female team. He said, do we have a female team? I said, yes, we have a female football team. This is the under-17. And they have qualified to go to Azerbaijan for the World Cup. He said, what can I do for them? I have a company, Fatima Trading. What do you think I can do for them?
Filled with joy and overwhelmed by the groundbreaking achievement of the gallant under-17 team, this business entrepreneur took it upon herself to support the girls in their quest for glory.
The gesture extended to this victorious set of female players by Fatima Trading in the form of 30 jerseys, 30 pairs of socks, 30 pairs of shorts, and 10 tracksuits. It's a small token of Fatima Trading contribution to national development through sports.
The Vice Chairperson of the GFA Normalization Committee, who received the materials on behalf of the team at the football house in Canifing, has this to say.
Wonderful support may appear to be small, but it is not. It is not a set of jersey that is represented here, but it's the intention behind it and the spirit behind it and what it demonstrates to the entire population, that if we all stand behind something, it's going to go further and further and further, and it's going to be successful. And you have been an example, a shining example in this regard. We thank you, we commend you, and we show you to the whole Gambia as an example.
Similar were the comments of the Acting Director of Sports, Paswa Refai, and the GFA media officer, who thanked and hailed the donor as a patriotic Gambian. These beautiful outfits were made in China.